So it's the morning of May 2nd. Take me through what happened.
Oh, and I've got a pretty good take on it now because Janie straightened me out a couple times on
Yeah.
my timeline.
Okay. Yeah.
Janie has this stuff recorded right on her phone. She has the exact timeline right of everything, right down to the minute.
Okay, I was up at 6 o'clock, sat in there and had my tea, and then on Facebook, 7 o'clock, I get up, come over here, fed my chickens. My brother, Ron, called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town with him. And I said no. I said I'm staying home. I said I'm going back to bed. Okay, I went and I laid down. Next thing you know, my dog started barking and the kids were out in the yard. Now you can see there's two swings where the kids play. My bedroom is right there. I heard the kids. This is where the kids' swings are. This is where they always played.
And I don't consider this important because from what I know from there on, Janie was in her trailer and she got her dog with her. Now Lilly, I don't know whether you saw the birthday party in that video, but when Lilly gets excited, she starts that little screaming.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's kind of cute myself, the little bugger, but anyway.
I can't stand Lily's loud scream. If you watched her birthday party, the way she screamed, could you stand Lily's scream?
And so that's where
I heard them. And I can hear everything in that trailer. If two kids get out of a fence, and Jack and Lily are all the time yelling, especially Lily, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go, Jackie. It's all I hear out here.
we've heard a lot about the patio door.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go see that.
Sure.
So this is the patio
This
door
is the patio door
that Jack and Lily would have
that Jack and Lily came out of.
Okay. And so tell us why we've heard about the patio door.
Because everybody's saying on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok that the patio door makes a noise. And why they didn't hear the door open. The bedroom is back there. Okay?
That far window.
The last window is the bedroom.
And so they would have come out this door.
They would have come out this door
that morning.
Yes.
And then they went and played on the swing set.
Yes.
And that's when you heard them.
That's when I heard them.
So what Janie heard, she heard Lily doing a little screaming thing, and she heard Jack doing something, saying something or something, and then she heard shh, shh, shh. And then her dog started barking. She woke up, she got up, woke up. So anyway.
When the kids get out of the fence and come out through here, I would have heard them yelling, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go.
It started at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Janie's brother Ron called her at 6 o'clock in the morning. Janie was sleeping and she missed the call, but she heard the phone ring. She called Ron back at roughly 6:10 or 6:15. I think it was 6:10. She called Ron back. So that was the earliest Janie was up and stirring around. But it was quite a while after that, as far as I understand, that Janie never went back to sleep. She dozed off again.
I didn't hear anything. The next thing I heard is I heard Daniel yelling. He was yelling for Jack and Lily. I didn't get up because I thought he was yelling for Jack and Lily in the house. So the next thing you know, I came out of the trailer after I heard Daniel, about, I'd say, 10 minutes after I heard him, I come out of the trailer. I opened up the door.
What I understand, what Janie told me, Janie, her dog started barking, and she knew the kids were out in the yard, and she knew Malaya was taking them. She knew Malaya took them out the back. She could hear them walking, took them out the back door. outside the fence onto the driveway. And Janie, she didn't know Janie was home at the time. And Janie was sleeping in the trailer, and Janie heard whatever she heard. I think the dog barked a couple of times, and I think she heard a car, and I think she heard somebody talk. And see, Malaya she wasn't supposed to be home right then. She was supposed to be somewhere else. Or whatever. Now clarify this with Janie when she talks, because she's going to talk. She's talking, and she'll say what she wants to say, and she has no problem correcting me or anybody else. And that's fine, because that's what I want. So Janie will tell you exactly what time she heard Malaya and the kids come out the back door. She will tell you exactly how she heard Lilly and Jack and her dog got excited, and she will tell you exactly the time. She will tell you exactly the time she went out to the driveway. And if you wanted, if somebody, well, I would advise people to go in there now for her to show them physically, because she did when she started trusting me. She showed me physically twice, just everything that happened, right from the boot print and the soft gravel that she just filled the hole with, right to everything. And God bless her.
Was standing here. Malaya was standing right here with Meadow on her hip. And I come out and I said, "What's up?" She said, "Jack and Lilly are missing." I said, "How long?" She said, "About 20 minutes.
I thought there was two boot prints.
There was supposed to be a footprint found way up on the pipeline.
Right.
Malaya sent me the picture of it. That's all I know. There was a footprint found.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, the footprint was here. The only one that they can confirm that was Lilly and Jack's was right here.
So it was child size.
Yes, a man, one of the investigators came in here and was measuring it all.
And where the boot print came from, that driveway's harder than nails. But the night before, Janie, there was a pothole and a little ditch on the far side of the driveway, and Janie herself was out with the shovel the night before, filling that little ditch and pothole in, and it was raining the night before, and the gravel, and it's muddy gravel, it's not really good clean stone in that, and it was wet, and that's why the little one boot print got sunk in the mud right at the edge where she was fixing the driveway a little bit. And then she showed me it, told me all about it, pointed it out, showed me it, and
I'm not here to lie. The reason why I wanted you guys to come here and do the interview here is to show you exactly where everything took place. And to show people that this is what happened. All the stuff that people, all the rumors and accusations about us murdering the kids and burying them on the property, this place has been searched thoroughly. Right here in this area here. I planned on putting a pool up this year for the kids. You need level. That's what I was doing. I was leveling out the ground to set up a pool.
And this is the Thursday.
This is Thursday.
Right.
Friday, all the investigators, search and rescue and everything, right around here was where they found the only footprint.
This is where the boot.
This is where I was raking that night. That's where the boot print was found, in the mud where I was raking.
But you see, Janie was home and got awakened and came out to the side of the road. And that's when you've heard Daniel say that she was kind of stunned on the side of the road and looking guilty when he came out, because Janie was already there, and that she was looking guilty and that she was playing with her phone.
Yeah.
So I think like Janie sort of caught her unintentionally and didn't know she caught her. Like, she wondered what she was doing out the side of the road that early.
Right.
And from what I understand, the conversation, Janie never had much. Janie looked at Malaya and said, "What did you do?" And Malaya just stood there stunned.
I closed the door, got my boots on, came out here, ran up in the woods, because when she told me the kids were missing, you automatically think they went into the woods. That was my first instinct. Mm-hmm. So I went up and I did this whole area, this whole wooded area, right up to the top of the dirt road, came back down here, and came back down the side of the road, came back down here, and came back up the same spot.
So she said that's when she came out, she said she knew, she heard the kids, she knew the kids were supposed to be there. And she came up to Malaya, and Malaya was standing there with Meadow on her arm, looking at the phone. And Janie looked at Malaya and said, "Well, where's the kids?" Because she knew the kids were there. She just heard the kids. where's the kids? And Malaya sort of looked stunned. And then, just wait, and the next comment she meant was, let me see if I get this accurate. Okay, how long have they been, where's the kids? Oh, she said they're in the woods. Malaya said to Janie, they're in the woods. Now, Janie swears to this, it's all documented.
Right.
They're in the woods. Well, how long were they gone? 20 minutes, she said. So there's where then Daniel came running out. Now there's a little mix up here in Daniel's memory and mine. I don't know whether he was sleepy or I got the idea, but I checked with Janie two times on this so I could get it right in my head. So anyway, long story short, and maybe a little error in there somewhere, was that
There's an old road up back. When I got up to the top of the hill, I met Daniel. And I said to him, I said, did you find them? He said, no. He said, you coming with me? I said, no. I said, I'm going to search this area.
and where it failed, and people say, why didn't Malaya just leave? Well, she was trying to leave. And what happened was, out on the side of the road early in the morning, she shuffled the kids off. That was my main finishing proof that Daniel never killed the kids. They were there alive, around 8:30. But no, it was later than that. They were there about Janie's got this timeline all documented on her phone. She was that smart. Ron, her son brother had called her at 6:10, and she got that call on her phone. She called him back like about 6:20 or so. She was halfway awake, and when she come out of the trailer, she checked her phone, and she got the time of that. So as far as timeline goes, Janie has it right down to every minute.
Can we talk about that for a second, Darin?
So Janie, Daniel's mother, heard this and came out. And here's Malaya standing on the side of the road with her phone going. And it startled the shit out of Malaya because Janie walked right up behind her and said, Malaya, what are you doing? I think Janie missed that car by about 30 seconds.
Right. That's yeah.
So that's where the plan fell apart. That's where the plan of her just bailing. She tried to bail, and she was so scared. The exact words I understand were said from a couple. Was Janie said to Malaya, "If I'm wrong, I'm damned." But and by the way, Janie, if Janie wants to contact me and tell me that I'm wrong or give me shit, I certainly will take it. I'll take the abuse, no problem at all. Mm. But I've got this from a couple of people. Well, I'll tell you who I got this from. I got it from Daniel and I got it from Logan, and those were the only other two that I could cross-check this with.
Right.
And so she looked at Malaya, and Malaya looked right guilty because it kind of startled her because Janie wasn't even supposed to be there. And Janie said to Malaya, "What did you do?" Now, I think Janie knew that the kids sent out on a drive. But I don't think she knew what else to say or what else to do. And then, that's when Daniel came out.
Just right up here. The kids have a little fort that they made out of sticks and fir branches. And that's where they go. You can see them and hear them. We went for walks in the woods. I had to practically carry Jack through the woods because there was no way that he was walking through all that tree falls and bushes. I did this whole area. I went back into the house by the time the cops were here. I don't know exactly what time. I didn't take my phone. The cops were here. There was a bench sitting here, or a sawhorse, it's over there, was sitting here. I was sitting on it, bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I blame myself for not getting up that morning to see the kids. Because if I would have got up, this wouldn't have never happened. Okay? That's why I was crying.
Man, if you ever heard anybody tell the truth, it's Janie McCann. And by the way, I've seen comments on there that even people are saying Janie's a liar. Well, boys, anybody that says Janie Mackenzie's a liar is a complete idiot. And that's what I got to say about that one. And this is all in her statement directly to the RCMP. Sworn statement, and when it goes to court, you'll find out that it'll be a sworn affidavit taken as evidence, and you can't get much better receipts than that other than a live video.
Right.
The well has been checked, the septic tank, all the barns were searched. My RV was searched 3 times. The trailer was searched. This whole place was searched. If they want to come back and search again, they're more than welcome.
You've talked about drones flying over your property. You've
Yes.
talked about cars driving down the road and
Yes.
slowing down. What's that been like?
I'm scared to go out sometimes in my own property. I mostly stay around back here. And if I do go out front for anything, I usually have my head down because I don't want people to see who I am. That is me myself. It's not because I'm hiding from anybody. I don't like to be on camera. I don't like my picture taken. I'm just a quiet person that just wants to be left alone, and I mind my own business. I'm just a hermit.
Do you feel as if the finger has been pointed towards you and Daniel?
Yes, I do. Because I live on the property. Come on.
Do you think your son had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily?
No, I don't believe Daniel had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Our heart don't lie, and my heart is telling me that my kid did not have nothing to do with this, and I had nothing to do with this.
How do I know they weren't in the woods? Since that's a brief search, I know those kids. I've observed those kids. As I said, I walked with those kids through the woods. I had to carry Jack through the woods. He wouldn't go through the woods. He would stand there. He wouldn't go over a branch. He wouldn't go under a branch. I had to carry him over them. So I know they're not in the woods. As I said, I don't even like going through the woods because I don't like walking over trees and branches and bush. Can you imagine a 6 and a 4-year-old going through the woods? You guys seen through videos of what the searchers went through. There's no way that a 6 and a 4-year-old could go through those woods. Believe me. As I said, I don't even want to go through the woods. I take the easiest route out. But if those kids are in the woods, they wouldn't have got very far. We searched. Look at all the searchers that were here. They had the dogs in here. They had drones. They had helicopters. A 6 and a 4-year-old are not going to go through that woods. Believe me, they're not.